The Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 teaser is here. Well, kind of. We were expecting something on the 30th of September, like a teaser trailer or something like that, which I still think we're gonna get. But today, on the 29th, we got the Steam page with a crazy brand new description for Chapter 4, an entire new line of smiling critters,
which looks suspiciously like Sheep Rampage.
a new aquatic location, and as usual, those secrets are mine. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand why they would release it like this. Usually there would be a trailer which we're expecting to see tomorrow. You don't always see the Steam page first, but hey, I'm not complaining. Anyway, back to these photos. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 photos. But this one feels like the most important one. There's nothing you can tell me other than this is Sheep Rampage. But what's interesting about this character is you can instantly tell that this is one of the smiling critters. Or is it? It's got the signature big mouth, the little pendant where the zipper is meant to be. But is it a rejected smiling critter? The reason why I say rejected is because rejected toys are ones where the concept was bad. And in this one, I kind of feel like the concept is bad. Why would they have a skull emoji thing for the zipper head? That means at some point when they were creating this character, somehow they themed him on death. You can't see too much in the background, but don't worry, I'm going to take all these photos into Photoshop and brighten them up and see anything. The only thing I can see so far are these two eyes and a shiny thing underneath, which makes me think there's going to be other rejected smiling critters, because that little shiny thing at the bottom might be where the pendant is reflecting, and the two red eyes are obviously the red eyes of the villain. Anyway, let's get on to these bigger photos. They're super duper wide, but there's honestly not much to them. This room looks like one of those trash compactor rooms, but that's kind of where we started in Chapter 3. Either this is a trash room, or this is what most of the places look like in the lower part of the facility, because they've all gone to crud. Now, this room or place kind of looks like a sewer, but holy crap, this looks so interesting. I need to take this one into Photoshop. What I can see so far is something that looks like a generator over there, but what's even more interesting is what's on the other side. Is that an aquarium? Why would a sewer go to an aquarium? Anyway, let's go into this next image, which is the front counter. The front counter? It's interesting that they have on the ceilings the bright blue sky and white clouds, and you can see it over here in this corner, but over here in this triangle segment you can see that it's actually just a concrete ceiling. And then the next thing I notice is the red, blue, and yellow. Those are the Playtime Co. colors, but they're being presented in a different way over here. It's like an old logo potentially. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a freaking Russian nuclear bunker or something like that. I'm telling you they're going in that direction. I can't tell what these cubes are over here, but I'll look them up in Photoshop. And I like this prison cell door over here. Why? Why? Oh yeah, because they were up to something fishy down here. I'm telling you now, the place underneath Playtime Co. was their original business. It was the business that started the scientific experiments, and I think the business back then was not, how do I put this? Kosher? Ethical? They probably sold NFTs at this place. Ah, gotcha. Little mob entertainment dig there. But it looks a lot more like a bureau or something like that. Okay, this picture is just confirming my running theory that they were making bio weapons in this place. And those cell doors over there kind of look like they connect to the area that I was just looking at before. They've got massive vaults on the front of them, so they're expecting to create some freaking monsters and tuck them away in here. This is genuinely scary because there's big mounds of dirt everywhere and red blood everywhere. Or it could be puppy goo, I don't know. But having a location like this tells us that they're expecting to have entities in a place like this that they're gonna have to lock away. It's part of the game. That image of the Sheep Rampage plush that we saw before did remind me of something weird. On September 28th, Mob Entertainment's Twitter page posted this: "Our smiling critters have been through something or someone. Destroyed plushies not for sale." So this is the destroyed plushies line. This basically confirms that the smiling critters are most likely coming back in some way or another, and they've proven that with the sheep plushie. And what I'm starting to think is that the line of plushies was a lot bigger than we realize, except that there was a whole bunch of rejected ones that used to eat and destroy these ones, and that's how you get the destroyed ones. Because why else would it say the smiling critters have been through something or someone? If it's gone through someone, that kind of sounds like someone's eaten them and pooped them out and made them look destroyed like this. But if that's the case, that means the place downstairs was working or functioning at the same time as the place upstairs. Brace yourself for the darkest chapter yet in the epic Poppy Playtime saga. You are pushed deeper into the undiscovered depths of the Playtime Co. factory, far below anything the world knew. Here, you'll encounter terrifying new threats and discover shocking revelations. Can you outwit the unnatural new creations lurking in the shadows? Can you survive here long enough to eventually unravel the mysteries behind the experiments? Every step will test your courage, every puzzle will challenge your mind, and every corner may be your last. Okay, so far below anything the world knew. Instantly that tells me that any of the... I was about to say animatronics, mascots, toys that we're gonna see down here were never made for public purchase. Was the factory used for something else before they started making toys and turned it into an orphanage? Is this gonna be some Russian secret science lab where they were making like warfare experiments? And then after World War II, they were like, you know what, we're just gonna sell toys to children. Anywho, features, new characters and allies. The only new ally I can imagine us meeting is Ollie, unless there's gonna be someone new. But there's something that we're gonna do at the end of this video. I'm gonna go to the US Trademark Office website and look up some of those trademark names that we're going to see in the new chapter. I haven't done it in a while, but we might get the names of some of the characters in the next chapter. So silly old me clearly skipped an image when I was going through Steam, but don't worry, I didn't skip it here. It's the purple hand image. To be honest with you, if you told me this was from chapter 3, I would believe you, because there's an area where we literally do a jump puzzle like this in chapter 3. I think it's right before or after we get the red pistol hand. If we put the brightness to max, there's two colors that clearly stand out. Purple for the purple hand that allows us to propel over these gaps, but then green as well. We're not used to seeing a green smog like this. Is a new chemical gonna be introduced to us other than the red poppy gas? Or is this just some green cavernous smog? And again, when we increase the brightness on this trash room, you can see that I was kind of right. It does just look like a room full of rubbish. You can kind of see red scratches on the wall, which is interesting. Well, a whole bunch of scratches, probably because whatever was in here was trying to scratch its way out. So far, I must say this image is the most exciting one. I know it just kind of looks like a general or generic sewer system, because they always have the platforms on the sides like that raised, and then in the middle, that's where like the sludge usually goes through. And if we look over here, this is definitely a generator. We've seen so many of these Unreal Engine generators. I know what they look like from a mile away. But the most exciting part is definitely this thing over here. I don't know where we're looking into. I really hope it's not just a generic cave system, because it looks a lot more exciting than that. It kind of looks like an aquarium, and I highly doubt they have an aquarium this size, this deep in the facility. I mean, it kind of makes sense because you've got all of these pipes leading towards it. Maybe they're flooding it with water. And it's so bright blue. I mean, we haven't had any swimming mascots yet. And I'm pretty sure there's a shark. You'll see in the name trademark part of the video. Anyway, onto this bureau part of the teaser. What the hell are these squares? Can someone help me figure it out? I honestly can't tell. Are they simply lamps? But then why would they have 4 of them around this table? I am so confused. I'm pretty certain this jail door over here leads to that area with all the prison cells in it. And I'm also pretty damn sure this is what the old Playtime Co. logo used to be back when they used to make bioweapons. Dude, this place just looks like a nuclear bunker. At least with the brightness up, we can be absolutely certain that this is all blood. Whatever was in these cells, oh my god, look at this cell, it's freaking walled with blood. They painted the walls, floors, and ceilings with blood. But whatever was in here had a massive fight, probably a fight to the death so that they can eat each other. You can see it best on this one over here. This is like a big padlock, and over here, that's where you input like food, or if you want to deliver something inside the cell, that's how you give it to them. Damn, this was a bloodbath whenever whatever happened here happened. You can tell at some point we're probably going to have to come through here and go through this hole to get to the next area though, which is kind of cool. Whoa, and I just realized here, this is some barbed wire. So this area is like fully on lockdown. Whatever they had in here, they didn't want it coming out. Or maybe they turned prisoners into entities. I don't know, man. The theories are flowing too intensely. What's interesting is we have not seen a single destroyed or rejected smiling critter, a plushie, a pillow, or anything like that in this entire Steam teaser. It's just been rubbish, blood, floors, walls, ceilings, and prison cells. That's it. And now for the moment of truth. Sheep rampage! Again, I'm certain this thing is part of the rejected smiling critters because there's clear intention with the way that it's been designed and made. It follows the same design design style that the actual smiling critters have, which is pendant, zipper, whatever you want to call it, fluffy body, cute smile, demonic eyes. But there's gonna be a reason why we didn't see this one on the upper levels. And unfortunately, brightening up the background doesn't reveal that much. All we can see is an industrial style background because there's a massive pipe in the ceiling, other than old buddy over here in the background waiting for us. Look, I think that's all the information that I could extract from these small snippets of Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, and I think we actually extracted quite a lot. Sorry about not shaving, I wasn't prepared. I thought the freaking trailer was meant to come out tomorrow and I was gonna make a video about that. So I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you're here because we need to go through this again. Well, not this, the new information that we're gonna get. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.